Hello, Mr. Tech Guy here again for another review. This is quite a new gadget actually. It's a Brunt Blind Engine. Now what it does is it turns any blinds, whether it's horizontal blinds, roller shades, combi blinds, vertical blinds, Roman shades and curtain and drapers. It actually turns them automatic and you can control them through your Alexa app, through your Alexa, through voice, or through the app on the phone itself. Now, just a bit of a background, it was a Kickstarter campaign, this was. It was successfully backed back in 2017, October 11th, 2017, it was backed. It was actually wanting $20,000 to go into production, and it actually received just over $120,000. So it got successfully backed by quite a big margin. So it's as being that it was made in America, it has only been in America for quite some time now. It's eventually coming to the UK after about 12 months of being backed, and I've purchased it from Amazon last week for just under £100, £99.99. So we're going to see what it looks like out of the box. I've not opened it yet, so we're going to see what it looks like. So straight away I can see on the box that it's got quite a few key features, i.e. mobile control, scheduling, so you can actually sounds like you can set the blind to come up and down during different points of the day. You've got local recognition control. We'll have to see what that actually means, but I'm guessing that means that your blinds will only come down if your device is within a certain proximity of your house. And obviously voice with AI speakers. So the voice control, by what I can see already, is only supported by the Alexa voice speaker. So you can, which is the Amazon Echo obviously, which you can, if you have got a Google Home, it is unsupported as of yet. I believe Brunt are looking at Google Home support, so that's something to bear in mind in the future. But let's see what this thing looks like. So it's very neatly packaged by the looks of it. Looks straight into a box there, and you can see it's quite a nice looking thing really. It seems very sturdy, very well made. Now, if we look in further into the packaging, there's another box here which I'm guessing holds a plug. And yes, it does. There's a plug there. 3-port plug. And then underneath the packaging, so there's actually some 3M stickers. So instead of drilling and mounting this into your window frame, you could actually just stick them on with double-sided 3M stickers, which always work quite well actually if you didn't want to drill into your window frame. Now it looks like here there's two different gears for the actual blind mechanism, so you can actually swap and choose depending on what blind you've got. Now on the actual box it does say for the smaller beads you have to use this one, which has got cord printed on it. Don't know if you can see that on there, it's got the word cord printed on the front of it. And for the bigger beads, so the bigger bead, the blinds that have got the bigger beads, you have to use the one that's got ball chain written on it, which is just a bigger surface area between each groove basically. So yeah, let's see how we get into it then. So by the looks of it, that just pops off there straight away, and then you can get, that's the front of the panel there with the two buttons and then the infrared light at the bottom. So we're going to just pop on the right one for our blinds, which in this case is a cord. So we're just going to pop that on there, lining up the flattened bit of the shaft onto the, and there you go. That's set on there like that, and now we're going to put that onto the wall mount one onto the wall, either with our 3M tape or drilling into the window frame, and then we're going to pass our cord through there and then put back on the front. And then we're going to set it all up to the internet and see how it works. So that's the first part, unboxed, and time to go set it up onto the window. So we're downstairs now with the Brunt Blind Engine. Now, this window that I'm currently using on, you can see it's quite a big window. It's a 6 foot wide by 5 foot drop window, and the blind itself approximately weighs around about 7 pounds. Now, in the Brunt manual, it does say that it is capacity to 8 foot by 8 foot, and roughly around about 15 pounds it will be able to pull up and down. Now, I've already gone ahead and fitted the Brunt Blind Engine, which you can see here. I've screwed that onto the wall, not using the screws that was actually with the Brunt Blind Engine, because I found them very, very small. If you could see them on the camera, they are absolutely tiny, and there was no raw plugs actually provided with it. So how it was supposed to stay onto the wall with just those small screws without ripping itself out, I do not know. So I've got some other screws which I had to hand, and some that actually fitted to raw plugs. I've gone and drilled them 4mm with a 4mm drill, put the right raw plugs in it, and then I've screwed the screws in to secure it to place. So now you can see it's all secured to place, and as it says on the manual, just sort of like guitar string sort of tension on the Brunt blind, and we're all set to go. Now, what I didn't mention on the unboxing of the actual Brunt Blind Engine is the reviews it's currently had. It's had a few reviews on the Amazon UK, being that it's only just launched in the UK, and both of those reviews have been 2-star or less. Now, one of those main problems that keep coming up on most reviews of the UK suppliers is that the motor doesn't seem to be strong enough when pulling the blind back up on return. So we're going to give that a test, and we're going to see how good it is during the operation. So it's actually flashing red now on the front of the Brunt Blind Engine. Now that means it's ready to connect to the smartphone app, which I have installed, but we're not going to do it just yet. We're just going to see how it operates using the 2 buttons on the front of the Brunt Blind Engine. So we're going to bring it down now. You'll see it coming down. Seems to be working absolutely fine. So I'm just going to stop it when it gets towards the bottom. There we have it, somewhere towards the bottom. We've just stopped it there. Now, that seemed to go absolutely fine. It seemed to have no problem bringing the blind down and closing the blind. Now, I'm going to do the same operation, but take it back up. And keep your eye out, because you'll see a problem which was very similar to the Amazon reviews. Straight away you can hear the motor whirring a lot louder, and that's it. It's got jammed. And the red light now is rapidly flashing, which on the mobile app means that it's overloaded. So for some reason it seems like the blind, which is the blind engine, which is specified to lift 15 pounds worth of weight, struggles to lift 7 pounds worth of weight. So yet again, just take it back up again now. It's really struggling to carry out that operation. Another main problem I can see with the blind engine, I'll just bring the camera a bit closer. So you can see the blind engine there. Another main problem to this blind engine is the gear itself. it's made of plastic, which means, especially against a metal chain like this is here, it's going to wear out pretty quick. So we're going to bring this blind down again, and you can see the motor actually working there. Now I'm just going to put the camera on a side view, so hopefully you can just see that there a bit closer. And we'll just take it back up. Now it's actually took it back up on that occasion, but you did hear how hard it was struggling to pull it. Coming down, it's quite a smooth operation. It seems to be absolutely fine coming down, which you'd expect because the blind obviously doesn't require as much force or as much torque to pull it down. But on the return flow, same again, it's overloaded now. So it's beginning to flash at the front, which you can see there. Rapid flashing on the front of the device now, and therefore it stopped working. So what you've got to do then is take it the opposite direction, pull it back up, and allow it to just try and get its way back up, or if not, just give it a tug and just help it on its way, which is a massive default really, because you go out and you buy this sort of product for the sake of using it on the mobile app. That is the main aspect of this product. So it's actually quite a big disappointment that it struggled to perform the way that we wanted it to. It's a good idea. It seems to be a very good idea. It's just not got enough torque as they specified of what weight it can lift, and it just doesn't seem to be made as well as it could have been, you know, with replacing the plastic gears for potentially aluminium ones, or a metal gear would have been more sustainable. It would have probably priced it a bit higher up, with the cost of materials being more expensive to have it metal, but it would have made the longevity of it a lot better, and it would possibly work 100% of the time, which is what we're aiming for, because especially if you've got it as a schedule and it's automatically going up and down at night time at set times, you want it to work. You don't want to have to go to it every time and do it manually anyway. Sort of defeats the object. So straight away, it's quite a big disappointment really, the Brunt Blind Engine. I wouldn't recommend buying it yourself. I'd recommend staying clear. There is other alternatives that have the actual whole cylinder tube as a motor. They cost around about £300–400. So the Brunt Blind Engine is similar, around the same, well, around the price I would like to pay for something like this at £100, but it doesn't perform it. It doesn't perform how it should be and how it's perceived by Brunt. So it's a big disappointment in my books, and I would recommend staying away from it, potentially just seeing what comes out in the next couple of years. I'm quite sure there's a few other companies looking at doing something to incorporate motorized blinds on currently manual blinds, and just basically watch your space. Don't go in jumping in and buying this for yourself, because it doesn't perform. We've seen that on the video. So I'd give it a 2 out of 10, very low rating. Although the design is pretty much all there, it just doesn't perform. So 2 out of 10, stay away and don't bother buying it. I'm going to return this one myself. So thanks for watching. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. If you've got any comments, I'd love to hear it. If you've got one of these Brunt Blind engines and you find it absolutely fine, drop a comment on, prove me wrong.